Kyler Murray made a quick appearance inside the Cowboys locker room after his surgery. He was sporting heavy wrap on his hand, but he said he felt great. Murray said he talked to Hall of Fame running back and former Cowboy Emmitt Smith about the injury because Smith had the same broken bone. Murray doesn't know whether or not he'll be able to play at Jerry Jones's playpen on Sunday, but Jerry Jones says he's cautiously optimistic.
It's not uncommon for a back to have a hand injury. I know it's in a place where it can really be protected. We do that, and we see that often with different kinds of hand injuries. And certainly he's got a lot of game and parts of his game that work. Protection, what he does, frankly, with that hand when he's running with the ball, usually carries in his right hand. So all of those things, it's conceivable to me. It's not unrealistic. It could work with him being ready.
But meanwhile, backups Joseph Randle and Lance Dunbar getting first-team reps just in case he's not ready to go. Jeff Saturday still hanging out with us. You always upgrade us, Jeff Saturday. We appreciate it. So how do you believe his injury will impact the game? You don't believe he upgrades us? Skip? No, you don't. You don't think Jeff?
I didn't say anything. I was waiting for his answer.
You kind of rolled your eyes, like maybe not.
No.
I just want to say
we only reserve that kind of derogatory label for Cowboy lovers.
Oh, okay. So, listen, how will Murray's injury impact?
That mean me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It always means you, just not just limited to you.
Yeah, okay.
Well, here's one thing. Murray is a ball player. We have seen that. The only negative that was ever about him was injury, right? Everybody talked about what he's done in the past. This guy's got, fumbles. Yeah. 770 yards after contact this season already, which leads the league. This guy can take a shot. He's going to get you yards. Yep. All that being said, your offensive line is the nucleus that's making this team go right now. And, you know, everybody thinks it's boring football, but the offensive line has made this team a much better football team. And are you going to get the same production out of Randall and Dunbar that you do Murray? Probably not, but you're still going to get enough to win football games. You're playing against the Indianapolis Colts, who are about middle of the pack in everything, run, pass. So all of your offense will be there. You know, whether you're throwing it with Romo or whether you're trying to run the football, you will have opportunities to make plays and make things happen. So understanding that of who you're playing, it's not like you're going to have a team that's going to stuff you every time you try to run the football. So as I'm looking at this game, will it impact it? It will impact it if he can't play. I worry about him trying to play because we have talked about fumbles before. If for some reason you do have to shift the ball over, you take a nasty shot on this hand, does a ball pop loose at an inopportune time? It's possible. So anytime you're dealing with a kid, could he play? Possibly. I don't know what he's going to do. He's a tough-minded kid. But with all of that, I look at Dez Bryant the last 2 weeks. And the attitude this guy has had on the sidelines. I know people, you know, they kind of came after him about him. But what he did before the game in Philly, and I looked at my son. We were talking because again we were in Seattle, and we had one of his buddies, Griffin, and his dad Brad was with us. So we're sitting in the hotel room watching this game, and I'm seeing what's going on with Dez. I said he's going to have an incredible game. Every time I had a receiver on any of my teams who has some kind of beef before the game, and they're getting after each other pregame, this guy's going to show up. And I told him, I said, this guy's going to cut loose and go crazy. And he did exactly that.
It did help that he had Bradley Fletcher on.
Well, I mean, you can't help who covers you.
No, I know that's not his fault. I'm just saying I was just saying that because of Chip. That you would have thought that Chip Kelly and them would have noticed what you noticed. And said, you know, Kerry Williams or somebody needs to be on.
Let's make a better match. I agree with you.
Lord.
But look, you can't help who covers you. But what you can do is when the ball's thrown your way, make plays. And he did it. He is literally willing this football team.
Sure.
I mean, he is putting it on his back. I'm not giving any ground. This guy is making it happen. I respect the heck out of it. I love when your little guys get you fired up. Because for an offensive lineman, that gets you fired up. Now you want to make it happen.
Before he comes after you, you're the coach. Do you have Murray play or not?
I do. If he can. If he tells me, hey, look, I'm good, I can play.
Of course,
I'm going to let him run.
Tell you that, though.
Well, you got 2 others behind him. So even if you got to sit him down, what he could bring to you if he is healthy is bigger than not having him on the spot. So if he says, look, I'm good enough to let this thing run, let's run. Make no mistake, they could possibly win out and have home. They could also miss the playoffs. So, you make a mistake here, it could be vital to what you're trying to do. So I let him play if he tells me he can run. And I got 2 behind him.
What are you laughing at?
You're an anti-Dez guy right now?
No, this sounds
Not
like
at all.
Okay, because I was about to get hype with you, man.
That's my man right there. I love me some Dez Bryant, man. And by the way, I was just getting ready to tell you, he's not a little guy. He might be little to you.
Well, you know
he's not a little guy. But let me also say this. All you're doing is making my case about how pathetic the Cowboys can be.
You were just looking for your opening and you finally found it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because here, listen to this, Jeff. They're in first place in the NFC East. For once, they won't be 8-8 or worse.
Right.
They actually won 10 games, got a winning record. They're in first place. They got a high-powered offense. Dunbar, what is he averaging? He's averaging about 3.5 yards a carry. Joseph Randle is averaging about 7 yards a carry. These are not scrubs. They've come in the game. They've been effective from time to time. We didn't just talk about Dez Bryant. We talked about Terrence Williams. We know Jason Witten is Mr. Third Down. Anytime you need something done on third down, that's your guy. Go right to him. Tony Romo, broken back and all. Rib injury, the neck. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because he's Tony Romo. He's going to come to the rescue, Skip. He's so special. He's so brilliant. He's so beautiful. All of these different things, right? But somehow, some way, if we don't play DeMarco Murray, oh, my Lord, what are we going to do? This is why they're pathetic. You got Tony Romo with broken bones in his head. Listen to me. This is what I mean. I'm not talking about their record. I'm not talking about their skill. I'm talking about the mentality of the Dallas Cowboys. This is why they're not going to win. Because somehow, let me tell you why. Because somehow, some way, that accident waiting to happen. This is what, they're too scared. You know what it's tantamount to? It's tantamount to getting on the road, Jeff. It's like this. My Lord, I hope I don't get in an accident. I mean, you don't drive like that. You go on the road. I got this. This is what I do. Whether DeMarco Murray is there or not, you do what you do. Okay? And the Dallas Cowboys, you should want DeMarco Murray to play in this game. I want him to relax, get yourself healthy. Got over 400 carries now. Got over 400 carries. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I'm saying, what's the rush? What's the rush? On pace, rather, for 400 carries. What's the rush? Relax. You got a lead, okay? You won 10 games. You've got talent around you. What's the problem? And by the way, you're going up against a team in Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. Offensive line has been putrid. They haven't been protecting Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck's been getting beat up. He has no running game to protect him as well. You're the Dallas Cowboys. You can't get to Andrew Luck. Everybody else.
They can't get to anybody. No. They have no pass rush.
I understand that. They have no pass rush.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is you got to find a way.
Well, they don't.
He's right.
He's right. That defense off the field. I don't care. Andrew Luck will put up numbers.
All I'm saying is you should be able to win a game without DeMarco Murray if you are what people say you are.
If you are who you say you are.
That's all I'm saying.
Superstar.
That's all I'm saying.
They are who we thought they were.
That's all I'm saying.
So, I'm going to put you on the record. Are you saying that you are supremely confident that my Cowboys will not win the NFC East?
I am not saying that.
Well, I think you just did say that.
I can't say that.
You said it's an accident waiting to happen.
And I still feel that way. But I still feel that way. But I've also religiously have stated, regardless of how he tries to change my narrative, I have religiously said, whether it's the regular season or playoffs, whenever the big moment arrives, this team will let you down.
Oh, okay.
I said, I don't know when, but it's coming. It's coming. That's all I said. DeMarco Murray, you can't play without him. Pathetic.
Are you supremely confident? You're saying that the Indianapolis Colts will beat my Dallas Cowboys this coming Sunday at Jerry World?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Well, you're sure talking big to be saying so little.
Well, you know what?
Am I right?
Listen. The Dallas Cowboys could end up winning the NFC East and then go home in the first.
I don't care about that. I don't care what happens after that. I just win the East.
But I do.
That's all.
Because for the purposes of me. You understand? I have to deal with a world far beyond just Skip Bayless. There's a whole bunch of cowboy lovers out there that make me even more sick than you do, if you could believe it. So the point is, you might care. You might not care about them after they make the playoffs. I do.
Okay, you got a literal big break here with the broken fourth metacarpal in DeMarco's left hand. I don't care what you say, you got a big break, which is why you're starting to talk bigger and bigger, because you know how big a break it was, because you know that Indy can be a little vulnerable to teams that can really run the heck out of the football, that have a really good offensive line, technicians across the offensive line like New England did at Indy on that Sunday night when somebody named Jonas Gray came out of nowhere to go for 201 and basically control the football game for a Tom Brady who was a little off that night. He was having a little bit of a hard time. And I thought Andrew Luck played pretty well in that game, but it wasn't well enough because he didn't have the football enough, because Jonas was running for 4 touchdowns. Well, I told you on Monday, before I knew about this, I thought that DeMarco Murray would be my big X factor in this game because they could just keep doing this and this and this and this, and he could run it 35 times, and somehow, some way, they could win a game at Jerry World where they have lost 3 in a row and haven't even come close in any of those 3 that they lost. Even to the Washington Redskins, they got humiliated at home. So, look, DeMarco went through fumble mania for the first 5 games. I don't know what got into him. And then all of a sudden, he shut it off. And he's gone now 221 carries since week 5. 221 carries with 0 fumbles. Well, you tell me. He likes to carry the ball in the right hand, but we just saw 2 clips. The first 2 clips we showed, he broke into the secondary and immediately, which he should have done, shifted the ball away from the defender, right? Well, you tell me, what's going to happen? Can he be 100% on Sunday? No, he's not going to be 100%. So I'm going to say what I said yesterday. It's going to come down to me, to these shared carries of one Joseph Randle. And you just said it, 7 yards a carry, pretty impressive. And I'm challenging this young man to make a name for himself that will transcend what he did on that one fateful night when he was arrested for shoplifting.
No. I keep trying to tell you.
You don't need to know what he shoplifted.
No, I'm going to tell you just that. You can't just say shoplifting. He was arrested, but he didn't harm anybody. He didn't do anything, a weapon or anything like that. The dude tried to steal a sample of the cologne guilty. The cologne guilty and some underwear. Let's not forget that. That's too funny to pass up.
He just forgot to pay. That's all that happened. He just forgot. Jameis forgot to pay for the crab legs.
Okay. And he forgot to pay.
Forgot to pay for the tester bottle.
For some drawers and a cologne called guilty.
All right. I want to say one thing. The one thing about the hand issue. The Colts do like to blitz, and they like to overload blitz. And it is hard to block somebody with one hand. I don't care how good you are. Somebody's coming off the edge, and you got to front them up and hold them off.
But
and
it's
Tony
not a
Romo
hand.
Gets hit in the back.
It's a finger.
It's still going to be he's still going to have a cast on it, man. You're not going to be able to grab. You got to be able to hold the block. I mean, let's be honest.
Jeff, before we let you go, do you drive like Stephen A?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Like said the entertainer.
You back with bump, 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 bump. Okay, you know that. Kings of comedy. I love that. Yes. I love that about you.
That's how I drive. When I said it,
like
I love it.
We
backed up.
Yeah, you know.
Yes.
That's not sports related. We love you. Thank you for being
Appreciate
here.
It. Thanks a bunch.
Coming up next, KD, Westbrook, and company. 7 straight for OKC. Are they now the best team in the West? We discuss that after the break. Jeff Saturday has been here, and a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks a bunch.